Minister of Works, David UMAHI, is challenging NDC presidential candidate Peter Obi to a public debate on road infrastructure, and Nigerians are picking sides. Let's watch.
The first concrete technology of President Bola Tinubu is quite innovative, and I feel so sad, when my brother, the former governor of Anambra State, who should know what administration is, what governance is. I saw in social media where he got to a point where the road is bad and he snapped it, and so when did governance reduced to comedy? And so he was attacking my integrity and personality, and I'm always ready for a debate. I'm always ready to disaggregate the unit cost of concrete, and to debate with him. And so I feel so sad, because governance is the responsibility of everybody. The president is not here today, but I have to be the president by performing the job that the president has assigned to me. So governance is the job of everybody. Look at our infrastructure being destroyed. Look at vehicles parking on our roads. Must the president go there and stand there? So we take responsibility. If anything goes wrong in the Ministry of Works, I take responsibility, not the president. And so I want to commend the president very highly. And I want to thank the fashioner chairman of NDC, my namesake, His Excellency David Mark. He was bold to say, oh, President Bola Tinubu has done very well in infrastructure. He was bold to say that. But my brother, Governor Wike, has replied to him, because he damaged his sincerity by saying, oh, is it true that we chop? The infrastructure roads is the GDP that grows every other GDP. When the road is cut, it's like the person is in prison. Because when you cannot go from one point to the other, then you are in prison. But look at what the president is doing. When one distance to the other, when Nasarawa is very close to Ebonyi, when Ebonyi is very close to Cross River, when Cross River is close to Sokoto, then that is the GDP that we are looking at.
All right, let's put this clash in full context. Peter Obi shared a photo of a dilapidated road. UMAHI challenged him to a debate. UMAHI's ministry has commissioned a significant number of road projects under the Tinubu administration. But the debate online is not about how many roads have been commissioned. The debate is whether the roads that are being commissioned are reaching the communities that need them most. Well, some Nigerians online say Peter Obi's approach of posting evidence of what is broken is classic opposition politics. Others argue that UMAHI challenging Peter Obi to a debate rather than addressing the road is classic deflection. We'll take some reactions, but first, good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Good morning, Ayomide, our president. How are you this morning? You look so lovely. Good morning, Rufai on fire. How are you this morning? Fantastic. But okay, let's just share some reactions. Christopher wrote on X, Peter Obi cannot be debating with a minister. That's not the office he's vying for. Bring Tinubu, who is the president. That's who Peter Obi will debate. A government appointee shouldn't be asking a presidential candidate to come for a debate. That's not Peter Obi's level. Well, David wrote, love the way David UMAHI replied Peter Obi here. So Peter Obi went to a section of the Asaba Benin Road that is not good and created content with it. Indeed, na comedy baba they do now. Well, Minister UMAHI challenged him to a debate. Everyone knows that Okute, that's Peter Obi, right, won't show up waiting he won't talk. I had to bring the diverse views. Ayo, our president, president of the Arise Women's Party. let me just clarify again. All right,
vote for me. I've been voted.
You're the president.
We know who the president of the Arise Women's Party.
No, we don't know.
We know.
Yes, we know the true president.
We know. That's inside
President. Can we focus on
the commentary on
No, absolutely not. We're talking about the
president, the other officers.
Ayo is just a placeholder.
Who is the VP?
Ayo is a fake agent.
Can we get this
let's
topic?
Get into, because this is an important topic.
Correct.
I like what you said.
Yeah.
Minister Dave UMAHI, engineer Dave UMAHI, because I put that title in because of how passionate he is about the quality of the roads. About the quality of his concrete roads. He always responds. And once I'd said this, that I actually find that accountable. I think it's a good thing that Dave UMAHI is always willing, whether sometimes cantankerous or sometimes, almost combative, but he responds. And so he's willing, unlike what we've seen with other ministers. There's some ministers we've not heard anything from since they took office. But at least he's able to engage the people. He's able to defend his project. He's able to talk about the things that he has done. However, saying that Mr. Peter Obi has why is he always political? That is what the opposition is supposed to be doing. Sometimes we don't understand opposition politics. Opposition politics is that they are there to call out areas where the government hasn't performed well. And in other cases, provide alternative solutions. We see the way it works out. They're not there to rub your back or tell you are doing well. Or if something is bad, it's bad. And if the roads that a lot of money has been committed to is seen to have defections here and there, then it's not just Peter Obi's call to call it out. It's also citizenship. It's a civic responsibility and active citizenship to actually call these roads out. And then it is up to Mr. Governor, engineer, he's had so many titles, Engineer David UMAHI, to come out and defend it. But to now ask for a debate and say let's not waste time doing all that, that is now being political. Take the feedback where possible, where there are defections. Don't tell us that their cars have been parked on the road. Did they not expect the Nigerian peculiarities? Was there not a study, a risk assessment done as to what would happen potentially if the Nigerian factor happened to those roads? And so what we're asking for is that a lot of money has gone into infrastructural projects well within their rights. They are appreciated. It's good for development. It's good for industrialization. It's good for modernization. But it also has to be quality for money. And when it's being called out, the onus on the government is to respond and respond properly to every citizen, irrespective of who the person is. And Mr. Peter Obi, as a citizen of Nigeria and an opposition leader, has the right to ask those questions. And we thank him for those, for holding them to their jugular, because they shake every time he asks them questions. And that's a good thing.
Well, all right.
For the Minister of Works, I would now like to ask, so what was his reaction to the road not being done? If Peter Obi had taken a picture like that and I was Minister of Works, I would quickly say, okay, maybe we are working on it, we're about to get there and everything. Oh, this money has been earmarked, I'll give clarity. And I'm not talking about debates. I'll be more concerned about my work. So what is the reason for that road not now being done? Because also I have an axe to grind with them in government, because there's been a lot of misplaced priorities. Like I challenged them yesterday, that they did not answer my challenge. They should show us the EIA for the coastal road and how the process for the EIA was conducted. You know why I'm also asking this? It's an accountability question. Funsho Doherty released an excerpt of what he got from the Bureau of Public Enterprise, where they talked about the fact that the EIA for the road has not been submitted. But do you know that money was allocated to actually conduct the EIA? How that money was spent? These are accountability questions.
All right.
Pure and simple.
Okay. Dr. Abati now.